Presentation of D4K on Idaho Public Television is made possible through the generous support of the Laura Moore Cunningham Foundation, committed to fulfilling the Moore family legacy of building the great state of Idaho.
Nutrition is the science of food and how it impacts your body. Have a question about what to eat? We're standing by to answer. Stay tuned. D4K is next. Hi, I'm Joan Cartan Hansen. Welcome to D4K, the place for science. Before we go to your questions, let's learn a little bit more about nutrition.
Nutrition is the process of taking in and using food. Plants get their nutrients, the materials needed for growth, from the soil and the air. We get our nutrients from food.
Yeah!
When you eat, you chew food up and mix it with saliva. The food goes down the esophagus into the stomach, where it's turned into a thick liquid. Nutrients in that liquid are absorbed through the small intestine into your bloodstream, and that's how your body gets the energy it needs to move and grow.
There's so many choices. How do I know what to eat?
Well, it's important to eat a good variety of foods because different foods give your body different things. There are 6 basic nutrients: protein, carbohydrates, fat, vitamins, minerals, and water.
Proteins are called the body's building blocks.
Proteins build and repair your muscles, skin, brain, blood, bones, and internal organs. You'll find proteins in meat, eggs, milk, cheese, and in plants like beans, peas, nuts, and grains.
Carbohydrates are the body's primary fuel.
Simple carbohydrates like sugar and candy give us quick energy, but no real nutrients. Complex carbohydrates like breads, pasta, tortillas, and some vegetables like potatoes gives us longer, more lasting energy. Complex carbohydrates also contain fiber. That helps carry bad chemicals and excess material out of the body.
Fats give us energy.
Fats also help store vitamins in the body and protect important organs, but not all fats are good for us. It's important to eat small amounts of the right kinds of fats like olive or canola oil.
Vitamins help our bodies use carbohydrates, fats, and proteins.
Vitamins also give us healthy skin, help our blood clot, boost our immune system, and help our eyes to see. Fruits and vegetables are loaded with vitamins.
Minerals help our bodies function properly.
And water helps our bodies metabolize or digest the foods we eat.
Water keeps things moving through our system. Water also helps us regulate our body's temperature, and it brings nutrients to the cells and takes the cells' wastes away. No single food can supply all the nutrients your body needs to stay healthy, so it's important to eat a wide variety of foods. And it's important not to eat too much food or too many sweets or sodas. Candy and pop fill you up, so you aren't hungry for healthy food. The key is finding the right balance. Check out the MyPlate to see if you're eating the right variety of foods for your age.
And to stay healthy, you not only have to eat a good variety of foods, you also have to exercise. Hey, wait for me!
And joining me now to answer your questions about nutrition are Ruth Schneider, a registered dietitian with Idaho State University. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And Colleen Fillmore, Director of Child Nutrition Program for the Idaho State Department of Education. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for the invite.
Okay, let's go to your questions.
My name is Addison. I go to Riverside Elementary. My question is, how does nutrition relate to a better life?
Well, when someone has a good dietary intake and they're eating a balanced diet, they feel better. They're getting all the nutrients they need. They're getting their macronutrients, which are their carbohydrates, their proteins, and their fats. And they're also getting their micronutrients, which are their vitamins and their minerals. And so by consuming a balanced diet and not consuming just one food group, that makes the body work better and it metabolizes the food better and you have more energy.
Hi, my name is Brooke and I go to Riverside Elementary School, and this is my question. Why is water so important for your body?
Water is one of the main essential nutrients, and your body is about 60% water. So everything that happens in your body happens in the medium of water. All the chemical reactions take place in water. So it is really the nutrient that you can't live without. You can live quite a while without other nutrients, but you can only live a few days without water.
Gavin would like to know, how much food is a serving?
Well, it depends upon the person. It also depends upon the gender, so whether you are male or female, and it depends upon your age. And so younger people can have more serving sizes throughout the day and take in more calories than someone who becomes older and their metabolism slows down. So it really depends upon the person. What we would recommend is you go to a program like the USDA Choose My Plate program, and you could put your food into something called the Super Tracker, and it would give you exactly the serving sizes that you need for your age and your gender and what the current weight that you have right now.
So let me ask you, how do you define a serving size? How do you know how much you're supposed to eat?
Well, we use standard household measurements. So, for example, a tablespoon is about the size of your thumb.
Okay, so about your thumb.
A half a cup would be the size of a tennis ball.
Okay.
And those would be, a tablespoon would be the serving that you might use for oils and sugars. A half a cup, the size of a tennis ball, might be the serving size that you would use for things like grains and cooked vegetables and fruits. For raw vegetables like lettuce, we would have twice that much as a serving size. And the palm of your hand is about the serving size for a piece of meat. So 2 to 3 ounces we would consider one serving.
My name is Afton. I'm from Riverside Elementary School. My question is, which food group is the most healthy for you?
I think overall the healthiest products and foods that we could eat, again, are the macronutrients, and those that have a tendency to not be processed. So what that means is that if you were to have a protein or an entree with your meal, you would want to have maybe something like a chicken breast instead of something that would be maybe a frozen dinner in the frozen dinner section. Processed foods have a tendency to have more chemicals, they're higher in sodium, and so healthier foods would be those that you cook more from scratch and they do not have all of those other additives added.
The other thing about the food groups is that we put foods into food groups because each food group provides different nutrients than the other food groups. So no one food group is necessarily healthier than another food group. You need all of them to get a balanced diet.
Paige asks, why did they change the food pyramid to My Plate?
Every few years they do change the recommendations, but I think they did a great job when they changed to My Plate because the food pyramid was very hard for people to understand. And we all eat off of plates, and so it's very easy for us to see the proportions of the different foods when we put them on a plate and organize our recommendations by the plate rather than by a pyramid. So they really just did it to make it easier for consumers to understand the message.
Claire would like to know, what's the most important part of the food pyramid or the food plate?
All parts of the food pyramid, or now we're using the My Plate, are important because, again, the foods are divided up into food groups because of the nutrients they contain, and every food group contains different nutrients. So it's important to get foods from every food group in the My Plate. So you would have the proteins, you would have grains, you would have half of your plates as fruits and vegetables, and also on the side that glass of milk or some type of dairy. And all of those will contribute to getting a healthy diet.
Emily would like to know, can you have too much healthy food?
You can have too many calories that you consume, whether it is from healthy foods or foods that are lower in the vitamins and minerals. And so what you always want to do is make sure that your calorie level is something that is equal to your physical activity and what you are burning. So it's really a mathematical equation. If you're somebody who wants to maintain your weight, then you're going to want to make sure that you do not eat so much food that you would start gaining weight.
Hi, my name is Jack. I go to Riverside Elementary School, and my question is, how do calories turn into energy?
So the foods that you eat provide the macronutrients, which are protein, fat, and carbohydrate. Those three nutrients provide calories, and a calorie is just a measure of the energy in food. So our body has a very complicated metabolism system that takes those foods and breaks them down and ultimately forms what we call ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So if you're interested in science, that would be a very fun acronym for you to learn. And then your body can use that ATP for energy to think, to run and play, to do all the different activities, even to just keep your heart beating.
Did you know that eating breakfast could make you smarter? Having a meal in the morning gives your body what it needs to learn all day long. And it doesn't have to be a traditional breakfast, just a variety of healthy food.
Hi, my name is Michael and I go to Riverside Elementary School, and this is my question. How do we know if the food that we buy is safe?
Okay, that is a great question. There are several regulations and laws that are put into place in our nation to keep our food safe. So we have several, depending upon in the USDA, depending upon the area that you're looking at, whether it's the proteins, the fresh produce, the different grains, all these different areas have different regulations that they have to follow. So if something happens where food has been deemed to not be safe, as an example, about 5 years ago we had a beef recall. There were several different things and procedures that began at that point to halt from that food being served. And once we looked at all the food and deemed whether it was safe to eat or not, it was either destroyed if it was not safe, or it was given to the consumer so they could go ahead and consume that food. So we always know that the food with those rules and regulations are safe to eat.
Logan would like to know, how can your small intestines be 22 feet long when you're not even 7 feet tall?
That's a great question. Your intestines are very long and narrow, and so they wind around back and forth and kind of get stuffed into your abdominal cavity. You might be amazed to know that your small intestine has the absorptive capacity of a football field, because inside your intestines, in the walls of your intestines, are little finger-like projections called villi, and on those are microvilli. So if you took all of that surface area and spread it out, you would have a lot of surface area for all of the nutrients to be absorbed.
Hello, my name is Gabe. I go to Riverside Elementary School, and my question is, what is fiber?
Fiber is part of a grain. So one thing that we like to see in the diet is that every person eats at least 50% of whole grains. And when we say a whole grain, that means the entire grain is eaten, and fiber is just part of that grain. It's one of the 3 different components.
Junior would like to know, what's the healthiest food?
Okay, the healthiest foods that you're going to find for your diet are those foods that have not been processed, that are higher in vitamins and minerals, and you're going to want to stay away from things like candy bars, things that are maybe chips that have high sodium, things of that nature. So stay with those unprocessed foods that are higher in vitamins and minerals.
So there's no one food that's the healthiest, absolute healthiest food?
That is true. What you really want to have in your diet is a variety of foods. And so, again, going back to the My Plate, you're going to want to have all of those different food groups.
Caleb would like to know, if you don't drink enough, why do you get a headache?
You get a headache probably because if you don't drink enough, you're getting dehydrated. So when you're dehydrated, none of your body functions very well. Your blood vessels constrict, and you're probably not getting as much blood to your brain. So anytime that you feel thirsty, you're probably already a little bit dehydrated, because being dehydrated is what stimulates that feeling of being thirsty. So if you want to stay well hydrated, you should probably drink enough so that you never get really thirsty.
Matilda would like to know, why does milk make your bones strong?
I love that question because we are finding that several people consume less milk than they used to, and they're drinking more soda pop. And we would like to see that reverse. We would like to see people drink less soda pop, more milk, and the reason that milk is so important in your diet is that it has calcium. And our bones also have calcium. And so when we drink milk and we have that calcium in our diet, then our bones become stronger. If we do not, we could get something called osteoporosis, which means our bones are not as strong.
Hi, my name is Sophia. I go to Riverside Elementary, and my question is, how do sweets make you live less?
The refined sweets that we have in our diets, like candy and cake and pies, a small amount of those are okay, but when you rely on those for the major part of your intake, those don't contain those vitamins and minerals that Colleen was talking about. They're mostly carbohydrates and fats, and so you end up with a very unbalanced diet. And it's really about what you do every single day, little by little, that makes up a good diet over your lifetime. So most of the foods that you eat should come from the food groups, and a very small amount can come from sweets and desserts.
Welcome to Boise State University's Boise River Cafe. We're here for the Nutrition Challenge. And our contestants for today's challenge are Morgan, Shane, and Brody. Okay, here's the challenge. Each of them are going to go into the cafeteria and pick out a meal, at least 4 items and a drink. And then we'll see how nutritious a meal they pick. You ready? Go! And joining me now is Executive Chef Philippe Didier. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Okay, let's see how the kids did. Okay, Morgan's first up. What do you think, Chef?
I see a few good things in here. The pizza, not so much. The fruit is good, although this is canned fruit, and canned fruit has extra sugar added to it. So I like the apple. The apple is actually, you will get a lot of sugar from the fruit itself rather than added sugar here, which is not that good. So this plate I would just keep aside and focus more on the apple over here, and then the cucumbers over here is a very good choice. The coleslaw is also good, but I would maybe omit the dressing. I know that it came with the dressing, but if I had coleslaw, I would want to, without the dressing, and then add maybe a little oil, lemon juice, a little salt, pepper, and it'll be a little more crisp, and you won't have the dressing that is kind of creamy and it's got the extra additives to it. The brown rice is a very good idea. It's very nutritious. So I think, and is this apple juice? So apple juice has also added sugar to it. So I would highly recommend that you stick with the apple, and just a glass of water would be perfect.
Okay, let's see how Shane did.
Okay, so the next plate, I see some French fries, I see a roll, I see an apple as well, a salad with croutons and some black olives. Is that correct? Okay, so the salad is a good choice. It doesn't appear that you have any dressing on it, which is also a good choice, which means to me that you were maybe thinking of using oil and vinegar, which is brilliant. I think it's great. The apple, again, is, I recommend the fruit. It's got the sugar in it. And French fries, but you're kind of balancing the two. You have a few French fries, which is good if you have a good salad next to it. So French fries not necessarily a nutritious or of any nutritional value, but I think overall you're doing pretty good there, and you have a glass of water. So I like that a lot.
Okay, let's see how Brody did.
So again, good idea with the apple. The apple will give you, I really like the fact that you guys all chose apple. The beef is very good. Your corn, you have your starch, you have a little more fruit in the can, the pineapple. So again, same thing, added sugar. So the salad, very good. You got a good portion of salad, but you have some ranch dressing on there. So that kind of kills the idea of having a healthy salad a little bit, you know. So kind of the same thing right here with the coleslaw and the sugary drink. I would try to stay away from added sugar.
It's cranberry juice. It's a little bit
better, but still.
Chef, thank you very much. I appreciate the advice.
You're absolutely welcome.
Morgan, Shane, Brody, thank you guys for participating. I appreciate it. Okay, let's go back to your questions. Iris would like to know, how does nutrition affect your sleep?
Nutrition may directly affect your sleep if you're just hungry, if you're not eating enough food, or if you're trying to restrict your food intake and you're too hungry to fall asleep. But nutrition and sleep kind of go hand in hand along with physical activity as part of a healthy lifestyle. So a healthy lifestyle includes eating well and getting enough physical activity. If you get enough physical activity, it's easier to get a good night's sleep. And if you're not getting enough sleep, sometimes that can make you not pay attention to your appetite as well. People who don't get enough sleep sometimes gain weight because they are tired and they eat more to make up for it. So getting enough sleep is one of the basic good health habits.
My name is Anthony, and I go to Riverside Elementary. Are all fruits healthy for you?
Yes, I would say all fruits are healthy for you, and probably the bigger the variety of fruits that you can eat, the better it is for you, because no one food contains all the nutrients that you need. So the more variety that you eat in all of the food groups and between the food groups, the better chance you have of getting all of the nutrients that you need.
Another part and the variety of vegetables is the eating of the rainbow. So if you look at the foods and say you go into the produce area and you look at all the different colors and how beautiful they are, you're going to want to have a variety of the different colors because different colored vegetables and fruits will give you different nutrients.
Harry asked, why is dairy the lowest on the nutrition plate?
Okay, I'm guessing that the reason that this question is being asked is that if you look at the Choose My Plate, the milk picture is on the upper right-hand corner, which does look like it's not on the tray. And then often when people talk about having a variety of foods, sometimes the milk is the last thing that is mentioned. However, it does not mean that it is any less important than all the other food groups. In fact, it is so important that we really would consider it just as important as the other food groups. So again, milk has the calcium, it's going to make your bones strong, and so it really is just as important as all the other food groups.
Hi, my name is Emma. I go to Riverside Elementary School, and my question is, how sick can I get if I eat rotten fruit?
Well, it depends upon what the food is that you're eating. You never want to eat food that is rotten, that it was, maybe been held out of temperature, something of that nature. And so it depends upon the severity of the food that you're consuming, but would certainly recommend that you never do consume that. And always look at the foods, the temperature you're eating, has it been handled correctly, who actually produced the food, made it, did they wash their hands before they, put the product together. So would really just steer you away from ever eating something that you think would make you sick.
Josie would like to know, is some food not nutritious?
We say that all foods can fit in a healthy diet, but that doesn't mean that all foods are as healthy as the basic foods that fit in the food guide pyramid. So it's okay to have some of the foods that have very few vitamins and minerals, such as candies and sweets and desserts, but they need to maintain their place as making up a very small part of your diet. Keep them as a treat a few times a week. They shouldn't make up the majority of your diet.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm from Riverside Elementary School, and how do vitamins help you?
Vitamins are great in the body. If you have a healthy diet that is very balanced, and you're going to be getting the vitamins and minerals that you need. If you have a diet that is not balanced and you're only eating certain foods, then you're going to have an increased need for the vitamins and minerals and perhaps would need to take a vitamin or mineral off to the side. That is something that we would not recommend. Vitamins and minerals are something that help you go through the metabolism of your body. It helps the macronutrients digest and go through your body to make you a healthier person. So again, if you have a balanced diet, you will be getting the vitamins and minerals that you need.
Why did you decide to study nutrition in school?
Well, I had a hard time deciding really what I wanted to study when I went to college, and my undergraduate degree is actually in restaurant management and gourmet foods. And so it wasn't until I finished that degree that I decided to go back to school and become a registered dietitian. It's been something I've been very proud of. I love it. It's probably one of the things I'm the most proud of. And I just love to learn about the body, how it metabolizes. It truly is a science. And most people are surprised at how much education and how much knowledge dietitians have as far as how the body goes and the science that goes behind it. So I just, that whole thing is very intriguing to me.
And Ruth, if somebody wants to do this, wants to become a dietitian, what do they have to study and what should they think about?
To become a registered dietitian, you need to get an undergraduate degree in food and nutrition or dietetics from a university that has an accredited program. And our accrediting organization is through the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So you get that undergraduate degree, and then you need some kind of work experience. So most commonly people do an internship, a dietetic internship. That is usually about 9 months. Sometimes those internships are connected to master's programs and sometimes they're not. There's also another pathway called a coordinated program where they get the work experience as part of their undergraduate degree. But once you have the undergraduate classes and you have the work experience where you actually go out and work in food service management, in clinical nutrition like in hospitals, and community nutrition such as the health department or outpatient counseling, then you are eligible to sit for the registration exam, and that's what allows you to become a registered dietitian.
I'm sorry we've run out of time. My thanks to Ruth and Colleen for joining us. I appreciate you both being here.
Thank you very much.
If you want to learn about nutrition and lots of other scientific topics, they're all on the D4K website. We'll answer more questions about nutrition on the D4K web only. And if you want to submit a question to D4K, it's easy, and then you and your class can win prizes. You can send it as an email or as a video question. You can record it on your webcam or cell phone, and if you're an educator, we'll even lend you a camera. Last month's prize winner was Mark from Mrs. Woodall's class at Dalton Gardens Elementary. So to find out more about nutrition and how to send your questions and how to win, go to the D4K website. And each week, check out my science blog for the latest science news for kids. You'll find it all at idahoptv.org/D4K. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on D4K, the place for science.
Presentation of D4K on Idaho Public Television is made possible through the generous support of the Laura Moore Cunningham Foundation, committed to fulfilling the Moore family legacy of building the great state of Idaho.
If you want to learn more about this topic or watch our videos, check out the D4K website at idahoptv.org/D4K.